Burnouts, I address you today under heavy skies. Not because a game was lost, not even because we went 1-3 on this West Coast trip. The reason I sit here so solemnly is far heavier than a few dropped games. Truth is, in each one of those games, in each one of those losses, there were positives. There were flashes of what this team can be, but the loss that's got me sitting here in this gray shirt, gray like the clouds hanging above my head right now, is because our captain went overboard. Bam Adebayo left the game against the Nuggets early in the first quarter with some kind of foot injury. We're recording this intro Monday morning, and as of now, we're still waiting on his MRI results. He was able to walk, even tried to play through it, so the hope is he won't be out too long, but still, it's cruel. Right as this team was finally getting healthy, our most important player goes down. So before we go any further, let's all take a moment and send some good energy to Mr. Edris Adebayo. And as if that wasn't enough, while I was writing this up this morning, I'm learning this gray shirt also represents the plumes of smoke that rose from Coach Spo's house early this morning. Wow. At least we know Spo wasn't home. The team was still in Denver last night, and I'm hoping, since that was the case, that no one else was home either. If anyone was, I hope they're safe. There's no jokes to be made here. He'll, of course, be fine financially, sure. But losing pieces of your home, photos, memorabilia, the things that actually mean something to you, that hold emotional value, that's a completely different kind of loss. Those things are irreplaceable. Sending nothing but love and good vibes to Spo and his family right now. As always, I am your host, Christian Felipe, aka Not So Fired Up Felipe, aka the Chief Burnout, aka Bam's Brigadier. Thank you for tuning in once again. Please make sure to like, subscribe, drop a 5-star rating, comment, and share it with your friends. Today, we'll be recapping the Heat and Clippers game. And full transparency, that segment was recorded before the Nuggets game, so excuse us if you hear a little glee in our voices. We'll then recap last night's Nuggets game, probably fairly quickly, and take a look ahead at the next two matchups. We'll get into all that basketball and everything that comes with it after this. Let's just jump right into it, man. So I'm joined here by Hansel Pupo today. Today is November 4th. We're coming off of the nice, very close win against the Clippers to get us actually at least one win on this tough West Coast road trip. We played the Spurs, down Norman Powell. We played the Lakers, also down Norman Powell. And I was hopeful that Luka Doncic wasn't going to be playing, and he definitely did play and is definitely Luka Doncic. But now we play the Clippers, who also are looking really good, as opposed to when I originally made a prediction that we'd just smoke them because they looked old. Turns out, no, Kawhi Leonard is Kawhi Leonard. You were talking about this before the pod. Before we get into Heat stuff, do you just want to gush over Kawhi a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, this guy is just, when he's on one, I'm sorry to break it to everyone, he's a top 5 player of all time. When he's one, healthy, when he's two, not being a weirdo freak. And
important caveats.
Yeah, but his bag is ridiculous, bro. Facilitate, has the handles, could drive, could shoot, could fade,
The
inside,
defense.
outside. Obviously the defense was he was mostly known for. The guy's ridiculous. That guy is I'm sorry we got robbed out of a top 5 player of history. So yeah, but
it sucks. It's no one roots for injuries. Like, even though I was literally just saying I was hoping that Luka would be playing against the Lakers. I mean, against us, he was already injured and he was fine. It was like a week-to-week injury. He was supposed to be out. I just wanted to win. I don't hope going into a game like I hope last night this guy gets hurt. But if someone is hurt, I'm gonna take the win. But it sucks that injuries can rob fans and the player, of like an exciting career, because to your point, when he has played, there's not a lot of guys like him. There's not a lot. He is just that shot that almost sealed the game.
That reminds me.
I thought it was going in.
That reminds me of that Philly shot, but instead it was in the other court because it's on the left hand side. But yeah, I was like, that's gonna go in. This reminds me of that Philly shot. So I was like, that's game.
I 100% thought it was going in. He hit almost an identical shot earlier in the game. There was another, we played 22 seconds of good defense, and this guy just fades away, fading right outside the court, and hits a shot. And I'm like, if it's any other player, I'm like, that's a CAG, but it's Kawhi Leonard. So I was like, no, that's clean. Which is also, he hit a game winner his last game, and they asked him if it was a wet ball, because it's one of his phrases. And he's like, did it hit rim? And they were like, no, it swished. And he's like, wet ball then. And just the way Kawhi Leonard speaks, just wet ball. I
That's good.
I
That's
love it.
good.
Yeah, I just love him. Yeah, man. Hopefully he can stay healthy. I mean, again, like my whole take with the Clippers has been that they're an older team. The same thing as the Warriors, really. They're an older team. It's less of a question of when they're healthy, how good they are. James Harden was still playing great. He hit some shots that was, they're James Harden. Not Dunn was playing pretty great for them.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard was playing great. Zubac is a good player.
Yeah.
Derrick Jones
I think.
Jr. I
I think.
miss
Well,
him.
I miss Derrick Jones. That's one of the few players I'm like, yeah, wasn't a great player, but was an amazing, amazing, amazing bench player. And Zubac is just maybe not disgusting is the word, but
But he's really
great
good.
player. Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
really good player.
he's really good. So I mean, they have a good team. The question, it all rides on how healthy are they going into the playoffs
Yeah,
or throughout
they're.
the season.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't have no faith in Kawhi being healthy. It's just honest truth. So with that, that's half of the team right there. So
Chris Paul,
yeah,
Bradley Beal, also
yeah.
old.
Bradley Beal, shouts out to him. He is playing. I didn't watch him too much. Well, granted, he didn't play too much in Phoenix, but his current role compared to the role that he used to play in Washington, it is kind of suiting him pretty well. I mean, a lot of his was a lot of catch and shoots. More of that two guard instead of that one guard. So
Yeah,
he
he's
has been.
he's a good player. He just was overpaid, which I
Yeah.
mean, he got the money, and also was a terrible fit in Phoenix because they had Devin Booker and they play the same position, so it was just bad. But he went 5 for 8 from the field last night, 2 for 4 from three. Had 12 points in the game. 2 assists, 1 steal. He played all right. He played pretty
Mhm.
well. Kawhi, on the other hand, had 27 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Thankfully he was a little cold from three, 2 of 8. James Harden was wet last night.
Yeah,
Eight
29
eight of
points.
15 and 6 of 10 from three, 29 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Did have a couple turnovers, which I mean the Heat were playing great defense to
They
lead to
were.
that, but yeah, Harden and Kawhi showed out. Their whole team they played well. I mean, it was a close game. Obviously, they had a terrible third quarter. They had a great first quarter, and then the fourth quarter was closer than it should have been. There was a call there at the end. I'm going to include a picture of it when I clip this later. But
Mhm.
it was we were up one, and we had possession of the ball with about like 20 seconds left on the clock. Something. This was before the Kawhi shot, and Norman Powell gets inbounded the ball, and Zubac
Oh
reaches in from
yeah, yeah,
behind
yeah.
and completely slaps his hand, and then grabs the ball. Not even his hand, slaps his whole arm, then
Mhm.
grabs the ball, and then they call a jump ball. But I saw the replay, and it was like clear as day, just a hit on the wrist and
Mhm.
then the ball. So the refs almost gave that game away because Kawhi almost hit a game winner after that one. I would have been
Yeah.
incredibly mad. Thankfully, it did not turn out that way. I'm also happy that Norman Powell, although he didn't like go bonkers scoring, he had a good game, but he got his revenge game. You beat the team that didn't want to re-sign you, who maybe didn't think you were worth the money, and you put up 21 points on 6 of 10 shooting, 2 of 3 from three, hit all of his free throws, 7 for 7. Had 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal. He did have some sloppy turnovers in the beginning of the game, kind of first and I think third quarter, where the ball was just kind of slipping through his hands. Maybe he's
Mhm.
just a little rust.
Yeah.
He had been out for a little while, but that seemed not normal. It wasn't like bad passes. It was just the ball falling through. But really, the most exciting part, and I'm taming myself here. I almost want to zag and say the most exciting part of this game is Andrew Wiggins because but the most exciting part has been Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, that guy is.
He's
Oh
heard the hate.
man.
He's heard the hate.
I the shot looks funny. It still looks funny, but
His
he
midi
makes
looks
it.
good. The 3-point shot looks funny.
The midi was always a weirder shot compared to the rest of the league, but it went in nonetheless when he started developing it. So
He
I'm like, okay,
rises
that's
high for
fine.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. The three looks. I mean, I've seen worse. Granted,
Yeah.
it still looks funny, but it goes in, and that's all I care about.
He's shooting it with confidence. It's not like he's
Yeah.
hesitating, and when he's feeling it, he's catching the ball, letting it go. And
Exactly.
he went
Exactly.
2-4 from three this game, 10 of 18 from the field, and he's on his campaign of anybody who is possibly ranked a better defender than him, which right now the GMs were ranking Ivica Zubac a better defender than Bam. He's going at them.
I mean,
And
I saw this guy made a beautiful hook shot on Zubac. So
yeah, he was making hook shots, middies, defending him. Bam is he's like, oh, they're better than me? Okay. They can't guard me though.
if Bam actually continues the way he plays, and I don't see why he wouldn't. Maybe the inclusion of Tyler Hero would bring his touches down, or
But I think he can afford to go down on the touches a little bit. I mean, he shot 18 shots today. Like he doesn't need to shoot 18 times a game, I don't think.
I I just want this system that they're currently playing, which is very fast paced, and less of that system play that we all saw and dreaded and we hated as Miami Heat fans, and we told everyone else that, hey, yeah, we play boring basketball, we win. But we
We
play
win, but it's
horrible, boring
boring.
basketball. Yeah, it's very boring. I hope they continue this style of playing. It's so beautiful. It's so free flowing. Kind of everyone's cooking and allowed to cook now instead of specific players cooking, aka Jimmy Butler back then. So
You're
if
feeding
they
the
can,
hot hand constantly. It's like
yeah,
someone's feeling good,
it's
or he's cutting, you give it to him, you let him get his
mhm.
points. It's not Jimmy's going to pound the ball. And I mean, again, this isn't meant to hate on Jimmy. I
No,
love
of
Jimmy
course
Butler's
not.
time
But
with
but
us.
but sometimes you need a system around the current player. If your players aren't good enough, you need to build a system around your best player, et cetera, et cetera. You develop skills, you develop better play schemes and all that. So was it boring? Yeah, but are we fun now? We're very fun to watch now.
We're very fun. There was a stat that came out just right now. Again, this is before the Nuggets game that we're recording this, even though this will all come out together. But as of right now, Bam is second amongst all centers in 3 points attempted, and
Behind,
behind Laurie Markkinen. Laurie Markkinen is shooting more than him and shooting at a better clip than him. I mean, Laurie Markkinen's a sniper, but
yeah,
still, if I would have told you this, even just in the summer, if I would have told you Bam would be the second best 3-point shooting big, you would have been like, go fuck yourself.
yeah. And the thing is, like, it's going inside. It's not like, oh yeah, he made one or two, and it still looks kind of weird. No, like it's going in pretty
He's
good.
he's continuously shooting at least like 4 or 5 a game. I think he's averaging over 6 a game right now, which is maybe a tad high, which,
Yeah.
once we get Tyler back, the offense will be a little bit more distributed. So
Hmm.
I'm not saying he needs to shoot 6 threes a game. In fact, he probably shouldn't. But the fact that he's shooting them now means you have to defend him differently. And when you close
Exactly.
out on him too fast, Bam's never had a lack of athleticism. You
No,
close
just
out on him too fast, he's driving right by you.
like what happened with on the Wemby. I'm not sure if it was a 4-2 or a 3 where he pumps. He
Yes.
he catches Wemby and he just jams it on Wemby again,
Yeah,
which
he caught Wemby off guard. Wemby overextended and he was
and
gone.
that came from, you have to respect his shot now. Like when you don't respect the shot, you're like, all right, whatever, yeah, I guess take it if you want. But now you have to respect the shot. So that's an amazing, amazing, amazing attribute to have now.
Yeah, it's really good to see. I mean, in general, Bam is shooting 35.6% from three, which is it's not going to lead the league in anything, but it's pretty good for a big.
Mhm.
Especially for someone who's just starting to shoot threes again. And the Heat as a team are number 6 in terms of 3-point percentage after this game, shooting 39.5% of the season. If we're shooting 40%, missing arguably our best or second best 3-point shooter. I mean, this guy won the 3-point shooting contest. He might be a
Yeah.
better 3-point shooter than Norman Powell. Maybe. I don't know. But point being, we're missing that guy, and we're still one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league. I'm not worried at all about the Tyler fit and like the defense is gonna be lacking. Like, sure, he's not as good of a defender as Pella, or obviously not as good of a defender as Davion Mitchell, but
Yeah.
he can shoot the damn ball. And if they're going to be flying up and down the court, what makes defense easier? When you make buckets. And if you're making buckets, you have time to set up on D. You have time to just be frisky. We don't need him to be a stopper. We just need him to attack. And I think he's going to be able to do that. He's going to put his body on the line for us. We've all seen all the hate and trade Tyler every single year rumors. Even right now, it's already coming back up. It's like, the Heat team's fun. Maybe we should trade Tyler. It's like, man, he hasn't even gotten on the court yet. Like, give the guy a break.
I'm not gonna lie to you, but I wouldn't be opposed to trading him though. It just really depends on what you get back, but you still gotta see, you gotta test,
Yeah,
see him
look,
in the system, in this current
at the end
system.
of the day, the only sacred cow here is Bam. I don't want to trade
Yeah,
Bam.
no, for sure,
I
for
don't.
sure.
I don't care. I just think it's too soon to say we need to trade
Oh
Tyler.
no, no,
If
obviously
the
not,
right
no.
trade is available to us, no, Tyler's not off limits. No one's off limits if the right trade is available,
Hmm.
except for Bam. I don't. The only person you trade Bam for is
You're
players who
trading
aren't on the market, like
you're
Luka
trading for
Doncic.
you're trading for top three, Giannis, Luca,
Yeah, not that he's in that conversation,
SGA.
obviously,
Yeah, obviously
but
not, but like
he,
untradables. It's untradeable, dude. That's who you trade him
yeah,
for.
he's 20 years old. He's the captain of our team. He is Heat culture. He plays defense. He had great defensive possessions today against just about everyone. He was locking up Harden. I can't say he really locked up Kawhi because no one can lock up Kawhi.
Hmm.
But he was just playing absolute great basketball. So I don't want to get rid of him. I'm excited to see how this whole team fits together. And there was an interesting note from this game, which uh, I don't know. Obviously, this isn't going to be how it is every game. Spo mentioned this, but our starting lineup today was Davion Mitchell, Pella Larson, Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, and Bam. So Bam at the 5 again, being the big man. But the
Hmm.
3 guards, Pella is a little bit larger. He's 6'5", which guess who's the
Yeah,
same height as Pella? Uh,
yeah.
Tyler Hero is also 6'5", probably a shorter wingspan. I would need to double check that, but Tyler has a terrible wingspan. But the point being, Spo just went out there and tested. Can I play Davion, Powell, and Hero together? And maybe.
I mean, Lars. I don't know. That's
Larson, I'm gonna give him all the credit because he was a madman out there today. I don't
no.
know
That
how
guy was he dribbled the ball. Not I wouldn't say. I mean, he has great handles, but I feel like the way he played off the ball was like, oh, okay,
yeah. He's
that's
proving to
that's
be
nice.
a very good asset for the. I mean, I think he's outplaying Jovic so far in the season, and that's
Oh,
was
of
a
course he is.
surprise.
That's there's no doubt
Yeah,
about that. Yeah.
yeah. His defense too. He is just a
Hmm.
grinder, man. He's looking to. I love it because he is looking to draw fouls while playing defense. He's
Yeah.
running it. If you're moving screen, he's sprinting into that thing right away so that they can call a moving screen on you.
Hmm.
He puts his body on the line for us and he plays very hard. I mean, look, we have a roster spot being taken up. I mean, like a $25 million, $26 million roster spot being taken up by somebody who is not allowed to play basketball right now in Trailblazers. And we also have our other high tier player or high cost player in Tyler Hero not in right now. And this team has the highest scoring bench unit in the league, if not, I haven't checked this after last night's set of games, but we have been one of the high scoring bench units in the league. And that's while missing a key starter. So our
Yeah.
bench is going to get even deeper, which
Yeah.
is,
Someone's gonna drop down from the starting lineup to the bench. It's not gonna be Teddy here, obviously. So one of these is gonna drop
that
down there, and we'll see.
I'm already starting to see some people on X.com, the
What,
everything
six
app.
man Tyler?
Yeah, it's not like, stop. That's
Hey,
not,
look, I was a firm believer in six man Tyler his second year. I was like, this guy's peak is a six man. The way you're paying him is not a six man. You're
and
gonna play
you,
this dude.
and regardless, like I'm not having this conversation about whether or not it would be better for the team, like maybe,
I
but
don't think
that's not
so.
how you treat a guy. He was
No.
just our leading scorer last season. He had the best season of his career last season.
I'm sure he's gonna come off the bench when he comes back.
Oh, from injury. Yeah, maybe he
Yeah.
might not start immediately, but the
No,
point
he's not. I
being,
don't think he's gonna start now.
he's a deserved
Of
starter on
course,
this
yeah, yeah, of
roster.
course. He's, I
You
mean,
like
all
you
star player.
it's that's just not a good look on an organization if someone can lead your team in scoring one year and then the next year you have you're starting Davion Mitchell who makes half his salary or Pella Larson above him. Like
They
you
didn't.
don't do that.
I don't think Manu was a leading scorer for the Spurs, but he was a great player for the Spurs until they
No,
put him on the
and that's the
bench,
point. Yeah, like
and arguably the best six man of all time.
if eventually that's the role that's better for Tyler, sure, it's
Yeah.
there's been great six men throughout history. It takes a certain temperament as a person to be able to like accept that role for yourself.
Hmm.
It's not for everyone. Tyler's also in a contract year, so I
Yeah.
don't think it's not like he's locked up for the next 5 years. He's like, I don't care, I'll do whatever. He's trying to prove how much money he's worth. He wants his minutes. I wouldn't mess with that. That's a conversation for later in the season. I think he's a deserved starter. You just stagger the minutes. You stagger him and Norm as much as you can.
But I also feel like Jordan Clarkson got paid a little bit. No, when he was like transitioning to that six man, I think he got paid a decent chunk.
Uh,
Not maybe not
yeah,
Tyler's numbers, but
no, there's Jordan Clarkson. I'm sure Lou Will was making decent money when he was winning
yeah,
six man of the year, even T-Rez. But like the point being is he's on a contract year. He's earned his starting spot.
of course,
You're not
yeah,
going to demote him just because he was injured to start the season and we're playing well. Because had we
yeah.
not been
No,
playing
I completely
well,
agree with you.
we would have been starting him. And he's on a contract year again. It's pretty important for him.
Yeah.
But a few other call outs from this game. I did have I've been doing this thing before every game, before I make predictions. I make a milk or wine take, something that's going to age like milk or wine. I had a couple for this one. I had if we can play fast, we'll win the game. We did play a little bit faster than the Clippers like to play. They're one of the slowest
Hmm.
teams in the league, but we didn't play as fast as we'd like. We were slower than our normal pace. Still won the game. Not going to drink wine on that one. Not going to drink milk. I'll call it even. We won, but it wasn't a fast game. Also said that Norman Powell was going to have his revenge game. It wasn't a bad game for Norm.
It
I
was
wouldn't call it a revenge game. So not drinking milk or wine on that one. I
yeah,
think it's just a normal take.
normal.
But what I should be sipping wine on, maybe I'll do that during the intro when I re-record when I record that. I did say that Bam was gonna pop off because he's playing against another depoy candidate, and our boy Bam popped off. So I think I'm sipping wine on that one. I think that's a deserved wine take. Right now I'm 1 for 1 on my milker wines in terms of wine and milk. My last one was saying Austin Reeves was gonna have the worst game of his career against the the Heat. That wasn't true.
Mm.
Didn't happen that way. So I'm happy about it, man. I just some other notes looking through this game, just to go through it. Uh, Mr. Jaime Jaquez had a bit of a slow game today.
He did. He did.
I kind of expected it. I think that he's going to have to find his footing against bigger bigs that guard the paint the way that Zubac
Yeah.
does because of his kind of drive and kick style, his craft, his footwork. I think he had troubles against Wemby. I feel like that'll be an area for him. Not that he played poorly. It was an okay game for him, but it
Yeah.
wasn't how he's been playing recently. Davion Mitchell, shout out to him, man. 9 assists with 0 turnovers is wonderful for a guy who is maybe not even a true point guard, but is playing like one.
Uh,
And then
yeah, I think he is a point guard, to be honest. I mean, he was a jumbo guard in Oregon, but he did play a lot of point guard.
because he's short,
Cause
so
cause he's short. He used to play like a two, but I feel like
I think
David Mitchell never exploded the way he was supposed to explode. That's to begin with. That's why I'm
yeah,
kind of like I have a gripe against not a gripe against him, but I thought he was gonna be way better than he is. But he's not a bad player to say the least.
no. I have a feeling he'll probably be the person who moves to the
Bench.
bench because
Mm,
I think the starting lineup's going to end up being Hero and Powell, Wiggins, Bam, and then that fifth spot I think will depend on who we're playing against. I think it'll be anyone between Ware or Mitchell or even Jovic some games, but I don't see Jovic necessarily getting that spot. But I think Davion will more than likely be on the bench some games, which is fine. I mean,
yeah.
he's still going to get his minutes. It's going to be taking away some minutes from the Drew Smiths, as good as Simone has been, just less minutes of Simone
Mm,
necessarily, unless we really need the 3-point shooting in the game. But Tyler's a better shooter, less minutes from Pella, just shorter bursts, which I think is fine. Going into this as well, just looking at some of the stuff, the Clippers were a top 10 team in defending points in the paint this season. We were able to score, I got this written down here, I believe 56 points in the paint against the Clippers. Let's check real quick. Apologies, as I thought I had it written down, but 58 points in the paint against the Clippers, and they're one of the
nice.
better points. They're one of the better teams at defending that. So that was good on us. They did win the rebounding battle, which I mean we were playing small, so that's
Hmm.
okay. They were able to slow down the pace just a little bit. They like to play at a 96.6 pace. We like to play right now. Our average is like at a 107. The game ended up at like a 103 pace, so we met in the middle. We sped them up a
Yeah.
little bit. We didn't get slowed down too much. Um, we won the free throw game for the most part. Yeah, just overall, I think a good game. We played like kind of a little poopy in the first quarter, but we
Yeah.
we cleaned it up,
Yeah.
and our bench is awesome. Our bench is
That I mean, we might have the best bench in the NBA. Don't quote me.
it's gonna be up there, man. Like think about it. Once Tyler's back,
Top of the head, we have OKC, obviously.
oh yeah, OKC is okay. Yeah, yeah. Let's not even count them because they have
Um,
the best bench in the league. They're 7-0 or 8-0
Den-
right now without even having two of their best players playing.
Denver, maybe, right?
I don't know if yeah they have a better bench this year. They do have a better bench this year.
Yeah, they actually do. Yeah, Denver. Let's add Miami in there. Miami in there. Uh, trying to go to the East right now. The Knicks.
I don't know. They have a better bench than they did last year, but I wouldn't say their bench is better than ours. Not by any means.
No,
No. The Bucks, no, that's for
no,
sure.
no, heck no.
The Cavs is a
Oh yeah,
maybe. Is a
Cavs.
maybe. They're deep.
So
It's
we have
it really,
we have the second best bench in the East.
we have one of the best benches in the league
We have a top five bench. And
right now.
that's
Yeah.
to say that is
This is
kind of
assuming, remember,
insane.
there were 6 games into the season. I'm going to hope that Jaime keeps playing the way he's playing. I'm going to hope that all these guys keep playing. I mean, really, the only surprise here is Jaime. I think
Yeah,
Pella was kind of expected to continue to increase at the rates he'd at. Davion is Davion. Jovic is playing all right. Ware is having, some games good, some games bad. Today was a better game for Ware, which I love to see from him. He got Spo was talking about in the post game, he got demoted to the bench lineup. He's like, there's going to be games where I start him. There's going to be games where I don't. He's still going to get his minutes. Like he's still going to play. Um, in this game, what was Ware's stat line? I'll just pull that up real quick. But just in general,
Six,
even a
16, 5, and no assist off 18
yeah,
minutes.
and caught some lobs. I believe he had some blocks too.
He got a nice lob from Jaime. He
Had a
put
lob from
back.
Jovic. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, no, sorry, the lob from Jovic and a putback from Davion missed like a
Yes.
reverse layup and he put it back. I'm pretty sure.
So
And
he
and a nasty block, right?
yeah, he had two blocks. One that
Yeah,
sticks out to me that in the beginning of the game that he swatted out into the freaking crowd.
that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was I love that from him. He checked in and was immediately playing active. That's the issue with him. It's what the issue he had in college. It's his motor. If he's active, he is
I
a
think
good player.
that's his biggest issue.
Yeah. I also want to say after the Spurs game and after the Lakers game, really, I was feeling a little hesitant about his willingness to shoot the three. He's never going to be a 40% shooter from three, but we were led to believe that he can shoot from three, which he can. He has
Yeah.
a good shot. He has good mechanics, but I think he loses his confidence quickly. And we saw that in the Lakers game. He missed a few shots and then he just stopped shooting. In this game, immediately, he caught the ball when he was open. He shot a three, made it. And then that got his confidence up. And then he had one of those, like, these are the type of shots that he can make, which proves how good of a shooter he is.
Mhm.
He just kind of like backstepped into another corner shot, caught the pass, made the shot, boom, 2 for 2 from three. Obviously, it's easier to be confident when you make the shot. But the point is, like, they need to drill in his head. You take the shot that's given to you. It's
Yeah, of
okay if you
course.
miss. You don't get to choose that. You put in the reps in practice to trust that when you are going to shoot, you're going to make it. Look, Andrew Wiggins in this game, who I've been waiting to shout him out because he had a wonderful game for us. 17 points, 7 to 12 from the field, 3 of 5 from three. He missed his first two threes. He went 0 of 2 and then
Mhm.
made three in a row. So you really can't. You have to just go with the game and to get it. Don't get in your own head. We've seen stars, the best players in the league, have dry quarters, dry halves,
Of course.
and come back out and they cook. You have to trust the work you put in and just be willing to know that your teammates got your back. But Andrew Wiggins, man, guarding the wings, he did a great job, as good as you could do, really, guarding Harden, guarding Kawhi,
Mhm.
swarming on defense in the right times. He had a steal, he had a block, super active in the passing lanes, always hustling for rebounds. Like he only had one offensive rebound here, but there was two or three that he almost got, which
Yeah.
doesn't go on the stat sheet, doesn't get us any points, but it's the effort that you love to see, and it's infectious when you see your teammate putting in those extra efforts.
Of
It makes
course.
you want to do the same thing to help them out. So shout out to him for just playing incredibly and just finding his flow into the offense. Spo had mentioned after the game too that Andrew's going to keep getting better as he continues to get used to this offense, this system, especially as we continue. Once we add Tyler and we space out the court even more, there's just going to be more room for him to be able to drive into the lane, more room for
Mhm.
him to be able to play. So I I'm very happy about this game, just leaving it. I don't necessarily expect to win the Denver game. I might be, you know, talking differently after it. We haven't won in Denver in a long time. Spo actually had a quote saying that even though we haven't won there in forever, like, we'll play wherever. We'll play on Mount Everest if we have to. We'll try to get used to the altitude, but it's hard. Denver has the best home court advantage, and they have
Yeah.
Jokic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have the best player in the league and 1,000 feet. How many? I don't know how many miles is.
They
I don't
call it the
mean.
Mile High City, so
Yeah,
it's
mile high
the
into mile
only
high conversion right here. So.
Yeah, the only place that's higher that I feel bad when players have to go there is in Mexico City. Mexico City is like I think like
Oh
even two
yeah.
times as tall as or
Yeah.
as high as Denver is. But yeah, Denver is a bitch to play in. At least we have this one game rest. I will say too, this was us coming off of a back to back and a tough
For
back to
sure.
back, and the Clippers hadn't played a game since Friday, so they were a well rested Clippers team. We were a third game of a 4 game road trip on a back to back, and we pulled through. We really needed this win, and they were able to get it. Our defense was having issues early in the game, and we came out into that third quarter. We went on a 15-3 run in the third quarter, and just that's really where we won the game at that point. That's
Mhm.
where we won it. We kept it in the fourth, but the third is where we won it. Yeah, man, I'm incredibly happy with this team so far. I haven't changed my expectations. I don't expect for us to win a championship this year,
No, me neither.
but
But we're I think we're looking better than what we thought. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that bench is something to look forward to, and then I feel like the NBA doesn't talk about the bench. Like NBA outlets don't talk about bench players that much, and like just bench units as a whole. Like when you have a great bench unit, and I know the bench unit does get cut by like 3 or 4 in the postseason. That's obvious. But having such a good bench during the regular season is so important. It is ridiculously important, man. And
It's
that's kind of what's driving us to some of these wins and some of these, outscoring our opponents.
and I think it's going to be more important than ever, even in the postseason. I mean, we saw it with OKC and we saw it with the Pacers, with the intensity that the teams are playing at now.
Well, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are right. Yeah,
You
yeah.
need a
You actually
you
have a valid point.
it's hard to just rely on 3 guys or 4 guys to really do everything because
Yeah,
these
what was
guys
the
are.
old quote? It was like your unit goes to 12, I think, in the postseason or something like that.
I think it's, yeah, I forget if it it might have been 8, to be honest with
Yeah,
you,
or so. Yeah, yeah. It was something like that. But
but
yeah,
I don't think
as
you
you
can
as you
win with
said,
8 guys anymore.
no, no, not anymore. No, I think teams are what OKC is currently doing, just with these young cats, good contracts. They're
OKC
gonna
is
leave
not fair.
eventually. They're
Yeah,
gonna leave eventually. Obviously, we all
eventually.
know this window is not gonna last for more than 3 years with this new apron rules, bargaining, et cetera, et cetera. We know it's not gonna last more than 3 years. But they changed the game. They changed the game, and we have to adapt it. You adapt or you die.
Yeah.
So you have to adapt to this new way that everyone's playing, the way you format your team, and like you said, like it's instead of it used to be 8 or whatever the case. Now maybe you have to go to 12 or 10 or
I-
whatever.
You might have to. I mean, game to game, maybe one game you go 8, but I
Yeah, of
don't.
course.
There was a quote from Thomas Usalo, the Tomas Lisalo, the coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, which was talking about, and I think this is what Ja took exception to. But this is it's the broader point has nothing to do with John Moran. It's more so on what we're talking about right now, and what I was actually talking about on 2 podcasts ago, I think with Adrian, where I was questioning, is extreme depth what's most important with the way that people are playing, the pace, the picking up full court, being able to make subs and rest players. And Lisalo had said in his post-game interview that he's focusing on players playing shorter but more intense stints, which is hard for star players to get used to because everyone's
Hmm.
into like the idea of a rhythm, and you get into your rhythm after a couple minutes and then you play for a few more minutes and then you check out when you're really tired.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want you lulling into your rhythm. He's like, the moment you check in, your balls to the walls, you're giving it your all, and then I'm going to check you out after a couple minutes to let you rest, and then you're back in. And it's that's what we're seeing. And to be able to do that, you need a deep bench that can play balls to the walls for a couple of minutes. So
Hmm.
I do think this is a trend that's going to be continuing to show. It's a deeper league than ever. There's more talent in the league than ever nowadays, which
There is more
makes it
talent than there.
harder.
I don't think there's better talent, but there is more talent as a whole. It is a way deeper league nowadays
Yeah.
compared to 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's an interesting question, which deserves more investigation over like the top tier of talent, how good it is compared to maybe like previous eras of top
Hmm.
tiers. But overall, the floor of like the worst NBA player on a roster is way
Oh
better than
yeah,
it's
of
ever
course.
been.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, of
Yeah,
course. 100% agreed.
all of these guys can like put the ball on the floor and score, which is
Hmm.
nuts. A couple things before we get out of here, before we move on. Just interesting stats. I saw this. I think Nikias posted this on X. Bam currently leads the NBA in pick and roll switches, and the Heat are only allowing 64 points per 100 possessions on that, which is pretty great. People
Yeah.
keep putting Bam into pick and rolls, and they keep having to pay for it. I don't know when people are going to really realize that you can't bully Bam
I
in
mean,
on.
he has great lateral defense. He moves very excellent for a big man.
He barely ever
Uh,
bites on pumps.
yeah, I don't know why that's the thing. Maybe that's
I
just
think it's like you're used to like doing like the 1-5 or like the 2-5 pick and roll where you're bringing the other team's
yeah.
like slow center,
It's
and it's
like
just like,
exactly like subconsciously you're just doing it to do it because that's what you know already. But it's
but
it's not like maybe it's not maybe like a game plan of them. They just do it because it's subconscious. That's what they know to do already.
yeah, bring the center up to do the pick and roll switch. But it's like you're gonna get Bam on you now.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think you want Bam
All
guarding you
right.
on the switch. And then last but not least, this is before the Nuggets game. Hopefully it stays true after the Nuggets game. But Jaime Jaquez Jr. is still leading the league in plus minus right now. The whole league, not just in bench players. Jaime
Oh wow.
Jaquez is still the highest plus minus player in the whole NBA, which that's incredible.
That
That's
that that is nice. That is nice.
yeah.
Granted, having dropping 6 points against these people probably didn't help his case, but it's still great to see though.
No, yeah. I mean, it ebbs and flows. It ebbs and flows. But if
Hmm.
every -1 game is followed up by a +30 game, then
Yeah.
it is what it is. But right now, he's cooking
Okay,
for us.
that guy's an interesting cat. Like you said, like he doesn't play well against like bigger teams as a whole
Not
because of the
yet.
way
Maybe
he.
he'll learn it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at that point you just need to develop like a more. consistent shot, change up your game a little bit. Because like what you said was very true. I never thought about it like that. His game is a lot of footwork, a lot of driving in, kicking out, playing more inside. Having those post moves and all that. So when you go against someone that's a bigger team, like you're you're prone to like dropping some points because it's not gonna be easy anymore.
I think he's already learned a lot, I think, from Butler. I think he needs to take a little bit more out of Butler's book at when you're playing against these bigger defenders, finding a way to draw fouls on them. Because you might
Yeah,
not get your shot, but you might be able to get them to foul you. And
exactly.
it's not beautiful basketball. People don't love to
No.
see it, but it's part of the game. And if you can get them to bite on your pumps, if you can get them to reach in on you and get those free throws, then it makes them guard you softer now because they're tired of
Hmm.
fouling or they're getting in foul trouble. So,
Of course.
uh, but hey, he's a third-year player. He's playing wonderfully for us. I couldn't help but think that the Lakers could have drafted him, and he was an LA kid. He played for UCLA, and they ended up drafting Dalton Connect instead of Jaime Jaquez Jr.
I like Dalton. I don't think he's better.
He
No,
he had like
no.
a month stretch where he was a really really good player, and since then it's been a little rough for him. I think he's a little bit on an uptick now, but
Yeah.
Jaime Jaquez is running an offense in the second unit right now, so I think they're maybe punching the air a little bit on that one,
Hmm.
but. We'll end this segment here. We'll move on to the Denver game. After the Denver game, for you podcast listeners, this is going to just happen instantly after this break. But for us, we will be traveling through time and waiting to record this after tomorrow. But thank you for joining us, Pupo.
He's
All right. So unfortunately, Hansel was not able to record with us for this segment, so it's just me riding solo dolo. But we'll be fine. We're not going to belabor this too much. Look, before I get into some of the specifics, some notes I took during the game, some takeaways. The main takeaway, honestly, I know even as I was saying at the top here, Heat fans are definitely feeling a little sad today, but I think that's far more for injury reasons than it is because of a loss in Denver, which we haven't won in Denver in a very long time. At the end of the day, this was a very close game. It ended up just being a 10-point loss against what we've said on this pod, arguably the second best, maybe the best team in the league. This is the Denver Nuggets we're talking about at home with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray playing well, Aaron Gordon playing well. They have a great roster. They're not a team to be messed with. A big thing that stood out here was just without Bam, they completely killed us on the boards, specifically offensive rebounding. We had 5 offensive rebounds, and they had 21 offensive rebounds. That's a lot. That's the game right there. So when you're not allowing when you're allowing the other team to get extra possessions after misses, then you're in for a bad time. So I and then I don't want to harp too much on Ware about this or even Kashad. Kashad, I mean, he's not supposed to be playing heavy minutes in a game, let alone a game against a championship contender. Where, on the other hand, we're expecting a lot from him, but at the end of the day, this was an unexpected switch to the lineup, to the game, and he's matched up against the best center in the league, who also has a significant weight advantage on him. So even in the post-game conference, Spo did not really have much negative to say about Ware. It's clear that uh, it's just not a matchup that was great for him this early into his career. He mentioned that it's a learning experience to go against Jokic, that he manages every aspect of the game. So it's true. Ware's out there just trying his best, and there were some moments that I left from there feeling decent about Ware's performance. Not that he had a great game by any means, but he got a few steals on Jokic. He did have some rebounds that were good. He was able to shoot decently. He was cold to start the game, and then actually, made some shots later in the game. So I was happy to see that. Yeah, he was playing all right. He got matched up against an MVP candidate who is one of the best players we've ever seen. It's unfair to harp on him for that. Uh, Even though I'm not going to be sipping wine here today because it's not a joyous morning, I do want to at least take a moment to celebrate my milk or wine take that Jaquez, Mr. Juanwick, would play well. He had 21 points on 9 of 14 shooting against the Nuggets. Was cold from 3, but still, he had a pretty good game. He was able to score in the paint like I kind of assumed he would against this team. And he's still been a bright spot for this team. Aside from that, I mean, Andrew Wiggins had another really good game. I feel like he's just continually ramping up for us. Hit 22 points, 9 of 13 from the field, 3 of 4 from three, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, a block. Really just kind of doing a lot out there. Larson had a quiet game. Powell had a pretty good game, 5 of 15 from the field. Not amazing, but he did go 4 of 8 from three, hit all his free throws, 23 points on that. So, okay game for Powell, good game. Davion played all right. Uh, Jovic, Jovic did not do well against his Serbian brethren. 1 of 6 from the field, 1 of 4 from three. He had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 turnovers. Not a great showing from Jovic. It's been a slow start to the season for Jovic. I know there's a little bit of concern going around in Heat circles, not in the locker room, Heat fan circles that I've been seeing regarding Jovic, and I think it's okay. There's a cause for concern here. Let's hope that it ticks up. I'm not ready to slander the man, but let's just hope that it ticks up because it is a little alarming how he's been shooting. The defense from him, I will say, was fairly decent last night. He had some good stops throughout the game. And again, he was playing in a lineup without Bam. It's a little bit worse, but he had good D on Brown throughout the game. He had just just good D in general. He was okay, but the dribble needs to get tightened up and the shot needs to be better. Drew Smith, shout out to him. Played pretty well for the limited minutes. He didn't shoot well, but the defense is always there. Simone didn't shoot that well. I think he was definitely trying to just ignite the offense in whatever way he knew possible. It's okay. It's not much to go over. They are the Denver Nuggets. They're an amazing team. Nikola Jokic, I mean, come on. 33 points on 15 rebounds and 16 assists, 3 steals. It's just that guy. 12-18 from the field. He's he's a lot. Christian Braun played great for them, was hustling. He didn't shoot the ball well, but he played great. Jamal Murray had a cold game, pretty cold game, 4 of 15 from the field, 1 of 8 from three. But regardless, I mean, the thread is just we were able to limit everyone else, and we're not able to limit Jokic because he's Jokic. We'll say at the very least the pace was kept up. We were able to stay at a pace at around 106, which is good. We're still leading the league in pace. I didn't look too much into other league stats right now. I know that our offensive rating has dropped off a cliff a little bit. Defensive rating still somewhat holding strong despite our terrible first halves, allowing teams to score nearly 70 on us for 3 games straight. So that's something we'll need to clean up. But again, this is a weird game out of context. They didn't score 70, scored 68 in the first half, and Bam was injured. So really, it all just comes down to hopefully Bam will be okay sooner than later. That's all there is to say. There's nothing else. We played a good game in Denver. Our team played pretty well. And was able, honestly, it showed resilience. There were a few points in the game where we were able to get the lead down to, I believe, 6 against the Nuggets, and then they would just go on a run, and then we'd even out. There was a missed 3 opportunity at the end of the game that could have brought it down to 5 with 30 seconds left. So yeah, with 32 seconds left, we shot and missed a 3 that was off of a Ware steal, and we almost cut the lead. So this was a closer game than it looked. This was really a good game. It just, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, even myself, I was completely less interested than I normally would be just having the Bam injury hovering over my head the whole game because one, wasn't really expecting us to win it without Bam. However, it was close. And two, I'm just thinking about the rest of the season and what our record is going to be. And again, more so sad because Bam was playing so well and I feel like he was starting to get some credit. So I'm very hopeful that he will be back soon and this injury will not linger and he can continue his streak of dominant performances. And less so about what our hopes are in terms of a championship run. I don't think this is a championship team right now, but just that, yeah, if we lose some games, we lose some games. Absolute worst case, if we miss the playoffs, well, then we have a great pick this year. But I don't think it'll be that severe. I hope not. I doubt it. Let's just see. Hopefully, we'll be getting Tyler back soon. He did travel with us on this road trip. Kasparis was also available for this game, but he did not play, which makes sense to not throw him into a game like this. Um, But we could look forward or try to look forward again as I do a little intro to previewing these next two games. I'm not going too in depth because of the fact that at the end of the day, again, still, I don't know if we'll have Bam for them or if not. And that makes a huge difference. We are playing the Charlotte Hornets next. This is our first in-season tournament game. I was planning on doing a little in-season tournament segment on this pod, but I'll probably save it for the next one when I'm hopefully in happier moods. I'm sure it will be. I'll be fine. But we'll hit that on the Monday pod after our one in-season tournament game has been played, and there will be more coming in the future. Just looking at the Hornets and where they are at. I mean, they're not doing all that great right now. They're 3-5. They have a middle of the pack net rating. Their defensive rating is bottom half of the league. So again, you're just kind of hoping here that we blew them out the last time we played them. Obviously, that was with Bam, but not that he was necessarily needed to blow them out. So let's just hope that we are able to have another similar game. They're bottom 10 in turnovers. They're not the best team, but they have potential. They have they have players on that team. You can't count anyone out in the NBA. Truly, people can win games. So it happens. And then after that, we will be playing on Saturday the Trailblazers, which are surprisingly playing pretty well. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm not super worried about the Trailblazers. They're at 11th in the league in their net rating, so decent on that. Who have they played? Let's see. They played the Timberwolves and lost. They played the Golden State Warriors and won, which was surprising. They lost against the Clippers. They beat the Lakers. They beat the Jazz and they beat the Nuggets. And then they lost against the Lakers. And they won against OKC. Is this wrong? Did OKC lose last night? Oh my goodness. They beat OKC. OKC is 8-1. The Blazers won 121 to 119. I'll have to look at some of the clips from that. Maybe just watch that whole game. We'll see. But pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, they're playing pretty good. We'll see how that goes. Definitely would want Bam for that game then. If that's the case, that is a Saturday game. We're flying home, which is, man, that's tough on the schedulers. We're flying home from Denver. We get home today, I imagine the Heat do. And then we have a Friday in-season tournament game and then a back-to-back on Saturday. So that sucks. Not really sure what's the reasoning for that. Thankfully after that, a little bit of space between games, but yeah, I mean, that about wraps this all up. I guess it is a Thursday pod, so I will say what I'm fired up for and what I'm burnt out by. I'm burnt out by injuries, and I'm fired up for the in-season tournament. Let's be honest. I'm actually excited for it. I think it's cool. And we'll get into more of that on the next pod. Thank you all for listening. Again, if you've made it this far, I appreciate you. Please make sure to like, subscribe, do all that stuff, follow. Thank you very much. See ya.